you're gonna go like this and put it on your chin. And then you're snatched. Hey guys, welcome back. I don't know if I'm telling you guys welcome back or me welcome back. Probably myself, because it's been 3 weeks since my last video, and I apologize truly, sincerely. First, I just want to say thank you guys so much for all of your comments and your likes about my last video. It was the boyfriend does my voiceover, and I think John did a great job. It was so funny in my opinion, and if you haven't seen that video, I'll link it down below, or I'll just be like this little card right here if you want to check it out. I also just got back from Update, which was so much fun. So what Update is Mac sends all of the artists to one location, and we just like get together. They show us all the new products coming out this year, new trends. It was honestly, you guys, so much fun. I met so many great talented artists. They were amazing. I was kind of worried because, like, you know how people say about like Mac girls, and like in my location it's not like that, but you never know. Next, I'll be going to Basic, which is like a week of just hardcore makeup training, and I fucking am so excited. I also got new weave. Kind of not by choice though. My nephew decided that my extensions needed a trim. Yes. And if you follow me on Snapchat, you know I almost went to jail. But yeah, this was just like a test for now to see how I would like long hair again, because you know it's been a while, but I'm kind of obsessed. I want like full on like 30 inches like hoe hair. So for today's video, I have been getting so many questions, messages, people asking me at work on how to contour, like in depth. So I wanted to do exactly that, just take you guys step by step into how I contour and highlight. One thing you guys gotta know about contouring, and it's like Instagram's kind of to blame with this, the way that I contour may necessarily not be the way that you contour. You have to look at your own face shape. Sometimes like pulling the triangle down or doing certain things isn't complementary to your face shape. So make sure you take that in consideration. First, what is contour and highlighting? So to highlight is to bring forward, to bring light to the face, to certain areas. So any area of the face you want to bring forward and make more prominent, that's what you're gonna highlight. And then contour is to create a shadow, to create a contour dimension in the face. So contour is things that you want to recede, you want to pull back, because light is gonna bring forward and darkness is gonna pull back. Okay, first step, look at yourself in the mirror. Look at your features. What do you want to accentuate? What do you want to pull forward? What do you want to bring back? So today I'm doing full on glam. I'm going the extra 9s because I want you guys to see how to do everything. And if you want it to go a little extra, you can, but also you can pick and choose what is going to be useful for you. The first step for everyone should be to highlight. You want to bring the areas of the face forward, and that will naturally create contours and shadows. So it will, number one, be easier for you to find where to put all the shadows on your face. And number two, you're not gonna have to contour as much because you already have the highlight there. Yeah, so enough talking, let's get into how to contour and highlight like a pro. Today for highlighting, I'm going to use my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. This one's in the shade Light Medium. So the thing I love about this concealer, and honestly they call it a contour concealer, because it's really full coverage, blends out beautifully, and doesn't get too dry. It is I feel like more of a matte formula, but I don't really mind it. You know, I'm sitting with powder anyways. So on my face, I am going to, right there on the chin, the Cupid's bow, the bridge of the nose, the forehead, and then I'm bringing this down in a triangle formation. And like if you smile, I don't know if you guys can see, it kind of shows me where I want that lifted spot. And then the other side. Okay, so as you can see, it looks a little crazy now, and it looks like a lot of product because it definitely is. But I'm using a Beauty Blender / Real Technique sponge, and these absorb a little bit of product, so it just takes away the excess and leaves that full coverage look that I want. So yeah, I'm just gonna start blending this out. And you really want to be controlled with this. So for me, I'm gonna keep this like really close to the chin because I want that to be pulled forward. And then blend this out. And when you guys are using a sponge, a quick tip is to not press so hard. When you are like pressing super hard, you do want it to get pressed into the skin, but you don't want it to remove your foundation or anything. I forgot to mention that I already had a layer of foundation on, primer, moisturizer, everything on before I started. And then I'm just gonna blend out this side. I try to blend out this bottom part first, and then I'll take it close to the eye. You really want as least product underneath the eye as possible. So like I take it really close. I personally don't have a problem with creasing, but if you do, the less product the better. So keep it and put it where you need it, and then blend up. Blend all the excess product up. So now that we have that all blended, you see already it's pulling my features forward, bringing all of that light to the center of my face. And you see like already, just by like highlighting the bridge of my nose, already it pulled it in. It created, you see that shadow already? I put no contour in. Crazy. That's why you highlight first. Next, which is a step of mine that I cannot go without, is baking. Baking / cooking is setting an excess amount of powder on the face and letting your body heat cook, bake the powder and like kind of melt it into one layer. It really helps with longevity. It creates a smooth, I don't know, like a smooth finish. It's just like so pretty. And also it's gonna reinforce all the highlights you put it on. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. Today I'm using the Laura Mercier Translucent powder. You need to use a translucent powder or a powder that is lighter than your face. I also forgot to mention that about the concealer. You want the concealer to be 1 to 2 shades lighter than your skin tone / foundation color, because my foundation color never really matches my skin. One last blend underneath the eye. You don't want any creases. Then I'm just gonna take the sponge and dip it into the powder. It's gonna hold on to it because it's a little damp. And we are going to place that everywhere that we put that highlight. And I usually start underneath the eye first, because that side like can crease fast. I know I look crazy, but it's necessary if you want to look snatched. And then I'm just gonna like kind of pinch it to get that nose and then place it on the center of my face. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this to cook and then I'm going to contour. To contour today, I'm going to go, I know I used this before, but I'm like so obsessed with it. You guys need this palette. If you like to contour and highlight and like to glow, you need this palette. It's a Tartiest Pro Glow, and it's got, mine's so dirty. I'm like so embarrassed to even show you guys, but I literally use this every single day. It's got 2 mirrors, and then It comes with 4 highlights. This is my favorite, obviously. A cream contour. I was gonna show you guys that today, but I just felt like it's extra. It's not always necessary. You see these girls on Instagram that are like fully creamed and you're like, damn, I wanna get that look. It's not always necessary. You can do the same with powder, and that's what I'm gonna show you today. So today I'm gonna be using Sculpt. If you can see, it's kind of hard to see, but Sculpt is a very cool toned powder. When you contour, you want a cool toned powder because it's going to mimic a natural shadow more. If you use too warm of a contour, it just looks like you have orange on your face. I personally, in the summer when I'm tan, I love a warm contour. Like I use cinnamon from Anastasia. Is this cinnamon? Anyways, so honestly, when you contour, you can start any which way you want. These are just the steps that I take. So typically when I do my face, I set my bake and then I go in with my powder contour and I start underneath my cheeks. So I used to tell this to my clients all the time back in Sephora, but a good way to contour and find your contours better, well, your cheekbones better, is to suck in. Everyone knows the fishy face. And to smile at the same time. You see already? If you have a hard time finding your cheekbone as well, you can go to the top of your cheekbone and roll your brush. It will find that hollow for you. So that's where my hollow is. And you can fill it as well. So I kind of found out like where I want the shadow to be. And then I'm gonna place that in the hollow of the cheekbone and do flicking motions up. That's gonna help deposit the color the most in the hollow of the cheek, but then also create a gradient effect and blending that out while you go, which is awesome. And when you're contouring, I would stop about there. You don't wanna take it too far close to your mouth because it just looks crazy and unnatural. Unnatural. Again, it just hugs that area so easily. Then I'm going to take this, I like to go like right where my eye is. There's your temple. I like to start on my temple, because it creates that cheekbone. Do you see? Yeah, yes. Love it. Contour is my favorite. So yeah, I place it in the cheekbone, so I place it in the temple, and then I go on the outside perimeters of the face. Not taking too far in, because then it will like scrunch you down, and that's not what we want. So again, right on that temple, and then I'm gonna take it and blend going upwards. And then when I go up, I kind of like put my brush like more flat, and I kind of like let the tip of it go, because like I said, I don't want it to get too heavy right there. But I do want to add that color and dimension on the face. I don't know if you guys can see, so here's a close-up. Go away, train! Next, on my face, personally, I feel like my jaw is just too round. Your girl's trying to eat better, I promise. I'm gonna recommend placing your brush right there and pull it forward. Right there, right on that jawline. Because you see it creates that shadow. There. And then again, placing behind the ear. You want to connect back here, behind your ear. Make sure you guys pay attention there, because like if you lift your hair, or you're just gonna see the color variations, and that's not what we're going for. We're not about that life, so we're gonna make sure we get behind our ears. Okay, you guys, if you want to go on full-on extra, and you want to get rid of that double chin, you're gonna, I saw this from a drag queen actually. You're gonna go like this, and put it on your chin. And then you're snatched. You guys, I've missed filming so much. It's been way too long, and honestly, like filming and talking to you guys is like therapy for me. Thank you so much for being there. Okay, so before we get onto nose contour, I'm just going to cut my cheek or under bake it or reverse contour, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to take my powder again and I go from the top of the bone and I'm going to cut it directly to the side of my cheek. So actually we're like creating like a little beard there. Do you see how it's gonna clean that up while it bakes? And you guys, if you don't want your makeup to move at all, do this process with the powder and everything. Thank me later. And honestly, you don't have to use the Laura Mercier powder. This is just what I have right now. RCMA makes a great no color powder, which is affordable and really, really good. And then you could use Airspun. Airspun's being like crazy popular right now because of Patrick Star and stuff. I used to use Airspun back in the day when I was like stilling makeup for my sister. And if you lose that shape, just go back and like, I feel like I cut that side too high. So I'm just gonna go back in and I added that contour back and then and don't worry, like this is a translucent powder. Once you blend it and buff it in, it's gonna be invisible. So don't worry about it. While we leave that to bake, I'm going to contour my nose. You guys, nose contour is not for everybody. Just look at your face and feel like, do you really need it? But then again, it's like, there's no rules in makeup, so do whatever the fuck you want, but I'm just saying. I personally, I feel like I don't really need it, but I like the look of a contoured, snatched nose, so that's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna take a brush, something that's smaller and a little bit more fluffy. This is a Chanel eyeshadow brush. You do not need this brush. You do not need this brush. Just anything that is smaller, precise. Get my drift? Okay, so I'm dipping back in that same color. And for this, I like to look. And I'm gonna look down into my mirror. I have like a magnified mirror right here. So I'm going to place this. First, look where the light is actually hitting you. Where is it creating those shadows? So I'm gonna go right here on the tip of the nose, because I want that lifted a little bit. This brush might have had a little bit of eyeshadow on it. Make sure your brushes are clean. Then I'm gonna take this on the side very lightly. My pressure is so light. And I'm gonna take that up. And you guys, if you're doing a nose contour, bring it up. Right there. I put that darker so you guys can see, but I'm gonna blend that out, don't worry. On the other side. And then I'm gonna take that into the bridge. And follow your natural shape unless you actually are like fully on trying to contour your nose. If your nose is wider, if your bridge is wider, like say this is your bridge, right? Take it further in. Cheat it. You're creating that shadow. That's what contour is for. So cheat it and I pull it in so it looks like small, tiny. Okay, so now that we have that done, I'm going to, you guessed it, take more translucent powder. And I'm gonna place this right on the edge of that. So this is going to do the same thing as on the cheeks. It's going to clean up what we did because I didn't want that to get too crazy, and it looks like I kind of did. But it's okay. Just make sure it's even. That's the worst when you go in with a straight nose and you contour and it's like... Okay, so now that the powder has been setting and cooking on our face, we're going to dust it off. You want to use anything that's fluffy, that's not too dense, that's not gonna like disrupt the makeup. I like this brush because it's like super like loose, kind of like a paddle. And I'm gonna start with my cheeks. And really lightly. If you guys have a problem with like heavy-handed, pull back on the brush. Hold back here because it's gonna like, you can't press hard. Like you just don't have a grip on it. So I just like sweep it off and kind of buff it in. So it's like you're cooking and you're baking, but you're also setting your face, like literally locking it in. That's why I said if you have an event or like special occasion that you need your makeup to last, do this. Okay, take the forehead and I go off the center first. So for me, that's a little too much of a nose contour. So when I dust this off, I kind of use the excess powder to blend or like buff the nose out as well. Remember to go really soft. And I just go in circular motions to blend that out. And you see it's softer, but I still have the definition of everything. So if you want to be a little more extra like me, I'm going to go underneath my lip. You guys have seen me do this in videos a ton. It just creates a shadow there, making it look more pouty. Yes. You see? It makes my bottom look more pouty, my bottom lip. Then with just the smallest bit of product, you guys need to be careful for this because it could look crazy. I'm just gonna push this right in the Cupid's bow. Going up. So you see it's got that. And then I take it high right here and the edges of the lips because it kind of creates that like fatter, you'll see. Do you guys see how it just like pulls it out more and looks like you have a fuller lip? I'm considering getting my lips done. All of the girls on my counter basically have it done. And it's like kind of like FOMO because I'm like, I want my lips done. I'm tired of overlining and doing shit like this. But if you want to save on some bucks, do this. And it looks crazy now. But once I put the highlight on, it's just going to bring it all together. I promise. You guys, I'm going to show you something, but be very, very careful of this because if you're not careful, it will look insane. So I take it on the edges of my lips. Like right here. Kind of creating like an L. Do you see how it lifts my lip? Giving the appearance that I have fuller lips. And you guys, this is not an everyday thing. This entire look is not an everyday thing. I don't do this every day and I don't think you should either. It's just like if you want a little extra. Okay, so one last blend. I want to make sure that I get all of the excess powder off my face because on my next step is something new I've been doing and I've noticed that like you really need to get all the excess powder off. So to highlight my all-time favorite part, I'm going to use the, what is this called? MAC Prep and Prime Essential Oil Stick. Comes like this. Ew, it's so gross because I've been using it every day. But yeah, it's just an essential oil. So once it hits the warmth of your body, it melts. So what I do is I use this to highlight now. So I'm going to just take it on my fingers. And you guys, I know putting an oil stick on your face at first, I was like, no, you could not pay me to do that because I have oily skin and it's a nightmare. But it's all about placement. I'm gonna smile and I'm gonna get where I wanna put that highlight and place it in the exact same spots. And honestly, like I sometimes use this alone when I'm not wearing makeup to highlight because it just looks so, so pretty. Do you see how already it gives that highlight, but it's like wet? I love it. So placing it on the top of the cheekbone. And I take it on the full orbital bone, exactly where I would place my normal powdered highlight. So going kind of overlapping the tail end of my brow. Yeah. Then on my middle finger, I'm gonna place it right on my cupid's bow, on those high points. Be very careful. You don't want it to like disrupt your makeup. So very light-handed. I'm gonna place that right here. So already it looks like I have a highlight on, but it's just the oil. I've been loving this because it's just like a beautiful glow from within. Okay, so you can leave it like this. This will not move. It will stay like this literally all day. Or you can be a little bit extra and do what I do. First, I'm just gonna take my sponge and kind of go over the edges because I don't want it to be too like stuck, because when I go in with the powder highlight, it's gonna cling to that oil. So if it's like too like a line right there, you're gonna see the line. So be very careful with that. I'm just gonna take that very lightly and go over that wherever I place that oil. So for maximum glow, I'm going to go in with Lit, which is this color right here. And I'm going to lightly buff that over. Look how stunning that is, you guys. Oh my God, I'm obsessed. And you're gonna place this on the high points of the face. So on the cheekbones, again, sweeping on that orbital bone. And you guys, like, this is like, I'm glowing. Again, not an everyday thing. If you're doing like this every day, I would just use the oil stick without the powdered highlight. But I'm extra, so. And then you just have like this glowing mermaid skin, and I love it. So you guys, it all works together. You contour where you want to create shadow, you highlight when you want to bring forward, and the combination of those two gives you this. And you see it like by doing that shadow there, it pulls it down. I have the highlight. I kind of like sped through that, but like I really want to like talk about the nose real quick. When highlighting the nose, number one, if you have oily skin, be very careful where you highlight. I cannot put highlight here around my nose or right here because I will look so greasy. It's disgusting. So just be careful. It's all about strategically placing the light. Feel me? I had a client come in and she had like just a bigger nose and higher dimensions on the face. So what I did for her is I only placed the highlight in specific spots. So like for her, she had like a dip. She had like a bump right here and she had a dip on the side of her nose. So I placed the highlight nowhere else besides only on the dip where she needed it, and it pulls it forward, making it appear smaller and more symmetrical. So there you go, how to highlight and contour like a pro. If you guys have any more questions, just leave them down below and I will absolutely answer them. Yeah, this is like my favorite kind of skin. Even sometimes at work, like I will just do this. Maybe a little bit in my brows. Maybe a little bit of product in my brows, but I like to keep like this because there's something just so like ethereal and angelic about just like nice glowing skin, and I love it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned something. You guys, there's tons of videos out on highlight and contouring that give great information. I'm just showing you what I personally do to get this look. Because I honestly do get like a lot of questions and comments about it. So, but when I worked at Sephora, they would call me like contour queen. Yeah, you guys. So if you want to see how I do my eyes and the rest of the finished look, then tune into my next video. Don't forget to follow me on all my social media and be my friend. I would absolutely love it. And you keep in contact with me. You guys, I post on Snapchat and Instagram a lot more than I do on YouTube, which is bad, but I'm gonna try to do better. Yeah, so follow me there. All the links are gonna be down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and remember to keep your happiness first. Bye, guys.